welcome back to the It's Time podcast. I'm Mariah, that bitch is Kaylee, and welcome to the show.
That was crazy.
Hey, how are you? How was your day?
Oh my god. She's like, so.
It's because I was doing like audio recordings for work just a little bit ago, and I had that.
That's literally
tone
what I
in
was
my
just going to say.
head.
I was like,
Yeah.
You're so like in your work.
I'm in my work voice. I'm not out of it yet, everyone.
What was that word you used earlier? That's a staggering number.
Wow, that's a staggering number. What can we do? That type of thing. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, hey everyone, welcome back. It is the 101st episode or the 101th,
The 101th.
depending on how you would like to say it. Entering a new, I don't know, it feels like we're entering a new phase in a way. Like we're in a new era. And I don't know, I feel good about it. I feel excited about where we're going and the plans we have coming up, especially Europe. That is so soon.
It hit me. I was driving home from work today and was thinking about I have an insane week. I'm thinking about all the things that are coming this week. And then I was like, oh, but wait, it's actually about to be summer. I've been talking about it being summer,
Yeah.
but it's actually going to be summer. And then I was like, whoa, that means we're actually getting on a plane soon and less than a month.
Yeah.
And that was the first time it really.
Yeah, when I picked up my mom from the airport, it was 2 weekends ago maybe or so.
Well.
Yeah, I know. And I was driving into the airport to get her, and I was like, the next time I'm here, we'll be getting ready to go to Europe. And that feeling was just, it's I don't know.
And we get to be at the pretty airport this time.
We do.
The airport construction was supposed to be done last summer before we left. And then it wasn't. So.
Yeah, the PDX airport is
laying
a
like
gem.
this.
Highly recommend if you've never been. In high school, obviously they've done, well, not obviously, I don't know where you are, and I don't even know if you know about it, but the Portland airport has been doing a remodel for years now.
Yeah.
Right? They were doing it on our first trip. They were in construction for years. They've been in construction.
Yeah.
But the PDX airport has always won, I don't know what it is, best airports.
Yeah.
I feel overall best airport.
I don't know if it's nicest airport or best airport that
It's
it
one
wins,
of
or
the
maybe
things,
it's both.
But we've just always had really cool restaurants and shops.
It's all local, and it's all the same price that it would be at the local branch, which is
Yeah. I
cool
remember
too.
in high school, people would go to the airport to go Christmas shopping or whatever it may be. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I remember talking to one of our friends in high school, and he was like, yeah, we're going to go to the airport and shop for Christmas. Yeah.
That's wild, but I guess
And
it also makes sense.
I've definitely had times where me and my mom, when I was in college and flying more often back and forth, we would always go, we would always go extra early, so we had time to go to one of the restaurants and walk around and shop before I went through security, and that was such a fun, I don't know, yeah, so we...
Look at us, we're so fun with our black and our pop of color today.
Cuties. Yeah, wearing I thought about it when I put it on because it's been hot as fuck here. Because it's knit material, but it's actually really breathy, thankfully. But I was kind of concerned.
Really breathy.
Breathy. I'm breezy.
I'm breezy.
I'm breezy. But yeah, today at work, every Monday morning we have our weekly sales meeting, and my boss was like, I just want you guys to be thinking this is a full week. Next week we have Juneteenth, not a full week. Then we have another full week, and then it's 4th of July. And he was he literally walked through that, and I was like,
whoa. And you're, whoa.
And I was like, oh, fuck. And then after my meeting.
Did that stress you out?
A little bit. It was exciting, but it also stressed me out. But one of my coworkers is watching my desk while I'm gone. We say covering your phone is what we say. And after that meeting, she was like, okay, can you get a time on my calendar? We need to walk through what I need to know before you leave. Because it had both, I think it hit her too.
Ignited it for both of you, yeah.
She'll be taking on more workload, obviously, while I'm gone. So it was just kind of a fuck. But exciting. Really exciting things. And her son is actually about to go on he's doing a summer semester abroad in London. Yeah,
so fun.
And I remember over a year ago her telling me I really want him to do study abroad. And I was like, please, I could not suggest anything more. Like, if you have the opportunity to study abroad, do it. Like, it was one of the best experiences I've ever had.
It's one of my greatest regrets in life. But it wasn't
Or
really
make it up for
possible.
Well, you were a college athlete.
Have scholarship or study abroad. So
You couldn't have your scholarship and study abroad?
I couldn't have a cheer scholarship and study
Oh,
abroad.
because it's like the athlete schedule.
Yeah, and then I couldn't do it in the summer because I had to be back for cheer.
Yeah. Damn. I was going to say, they were like, you can have your scholarship or you can study abroad.
Yeah.
I was like, wait.
Your choice.
How does that work? But yeah, so we have less than a month before we go to Europe. So definitely stay tuned because, for one, there's going to be a lot of fun content while we're traveling. So follow us on socials, but also the travel diaries when we get back.
Oh my god.
Our most famous episodes, at least we claim that.
Our most famous.
So any catch-ups or updates or anything to share?
Whoa.
Well, I mean, it's your last week of school.
It is my last week of
I
school.
feel like that's quite a big thing happening for you.
Thank God. It's like 93 today. And I work in a...
It never needs to be 93 degrees.
No.
It doesn't need to be that hot, ever.
And it didn't used to be. And it certainly didn't used to be in June. But every other school district today pretty much called for a 3-hour early release to get kids home before the heat. And my district did not. I work in a 60-year-old building with like... It's not that we don't have air conditioning. There is like a central air unit, but it's not...
It's not like it's
It's like you
cool
put
enough.
You can put it on cool or you can put it on warm. And if you put it on cool, it's like there's a breeze. And if you put it on warm, it's like a little warm.
Right.
But, you know.
With extreme weather, it's not doing.
No, it's not helping at all.
Yeah.
So I was sweating literally all day long today. I did not turn my overhead lights on a single time. One time a kid turned it on and I was like, no, turn it on.
Were the kids okay?
The kids were fine. They weren't allowed to go outside for their like second recess, their lunch recess. So they had to like be inside and oh hell no.
Okay, I was gonna say, so now you have to work longer?
No, they had to be inside for like an indoor recess or whatever. But I mean it's the last 3 days of school. We weren't doing anything crazy.
Crazy girl.
Crazy girl. Yeah, a lot of the time it's just like me keeping them busy while I do stuff I need to do.
Yeah. Well, it's
which is like
last
totally
week of
normal.
School. Like I don't remember doing much in elementary and the last week of school.
And my kids, I found out, I don't remember why this came up, but none of them have seen Tarzan. Not one. Not a single one.
Whoa.
I referenced it somehow.
Whoa.
And I was like, well, you guys have seen Tarzan. And they're like,
Whoa.
no. So that's what we're watching on the last day of school.
What other Disney movies have they not seen?
Probably a lot of the classics. Oh.
I'm surprised.
I should play them Alice in
Tarzan
Wonderland.
wasn't like.
Are you sure this water is sanitary?
Guinea?
Not what? Like been remade?
No, I would think that. Guinea. I was just gonna say, I feel like Tarzan is a timeless movie that parents would still show their kids. Like, I'm just surprised not one of them has seen it. Like, not at least one.
And you know what's crazy is I got in trouble for playing Ice Age.
Why?
Because it's PG. PG, parental guidance. I'm not a parent.
But it's also Ice Age.
Yeah.
So you're not really like...
I was very careful about which one I picked, and I looked up exactly why it was PG, and I was like, there's no way this is going to be an issue. It was because of fictional death, like cartoon death. But it's not like violent death.
No, and it's...
Also, isn't The Lion King rated G? Because that be having cartoon death and it's scary.
Cartoon death sounds like ego death, you know? Like some type of like other thing. I feel like every Disney movie has cartoon death. I feel like that's a consistent theme.
Yeah.
What about Bambi? What does Bambi rate?
Oh my God.
Now we're looking it up.
Bambi's horrifying. But I do actually feel like Tarzan has some scary parts. Versus Ice Age does not. So I guess that's why I brought it up. Like, I'm confused. Why is Tarzan G? Maybe it's just because of when they were rated. Like, ratings changed. Newer movies are rated more harshly.
Yeah, Lion King is rated G.
Like, that's crazy. Lion King is horrifying.
Is it because it's an animal? Oh, wait, so is Ice Age.
Yes.
Wait, is Ice Age who dies? One of the people or one of the...
I don't think the people die. The jaguar scene or the cheetah. No, not the cheetah. Yeah, the jaguar in Tarzan. That is scary.
Bambi is rated G.
No, that's horrifying. Gun violence. Gun violence is rated G.
Yeah. Yeah. The opening scene to Tarzan definitely scared me when I was a kid.
With the cat.
Yeah, when the baby's like in the
Yeah.
Isn't that the opening scene, or it just feels like the beginning?
Well, there's the cat at the beginning that gets the parents, but then there's also the cat
In the treehouse. That gets the parents. That's what I'm thinking of. That
That
gets
is,
the parents,
yeah.
and the baby's left. Yeah.
And then when you go to Disneyland and you go in Tarzan's treehouse, and then you get to that one spot, and the cat would. So scary. So scary. But yeah, that's our last day of school plan. Is they're really excited to clean. We did spring cleaning a few weeks ago, and they've asked me like ever since then, can we do another spring cleaning? I'm like, sure, you can clean the whole damn classroom on the final day.
You know what movie you should show them is Home on the Range.
Oh.
That was one of my favorite movies, like one of my all-time favorite movies.
So yeah, school is finishing. Thank
Coco
God.
is PG.
I'm gonna be a real human soon. Okay, but that has actual person death.
And it's literally about that. Zootopia is PG.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I played them Zootopia, but I had to get permission.
Beauty and the Beast is G. Aladdin is G.
Beauty and the Beast is scary.
It is. Tangled is PG. Tangled, why?
It's the newer stuff.
Why is Tangled
Like
PG?
all the classics are G and the newer ones aren't.
Yeah, Mary Poppins
Should I squirt
G.
you?
Fantasia G. Wreck-It Ralph PG.
Oh.
Mulan G. It's a war.
It's literally a
They're
war.
in a war. You think when they shot those arrows, no one died? Yeah. Yeah, Little Mermaid G, Moana PG. You're right. Yeah, it's literally all. It's literally all
the
like
eras.
Robin Hood G, Winnie the Pooh G.
They must have just
Frozen is
changed
PG.
the.
They probably changed the rules. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I got distracted by that because I was very intrigued by what it was like overall.
And then my little cousin is graduating 5th grade, not at my school, but another one. So we're going to go out to dinner to celebrate both of our last days, and I'm going to take her out.
I love this tradition being started for him.
And I was thinking about, I want to ask her like what she wants to do. If she wants to go to a restaurant, I'll take her to a restaurant. But I thought it'd be so fun. I know she loves sushi, to just get like some stupid grocery store sushi and a bottle of Martinelli's and go to the park.
That's so cute.
Like, I feel like that's so cute.
I really like that.
Fun.
I really like
But she'll
that.
get to pick. So that'll be fun. I have a date tomorrow. That's an update.
What?
And
Who with?
you knew this.
Did I?
The same person.
Did I know?
Well, no, because I scheduled it yesterday. But you knew it was coming.
Not the one that you had a date with that you didn't end up going on. The one after that.
The one after that.
Okay. Busy week.
Busy week.
Wait,
He was like, when are you free? And I was like, Tuesday.
yeah, that's it.
That's the option. Oh, and then we're going out of town this weekend.
We can say. Or no, should we not?
I feel like we shouldn't. Well,
Just in
it's
case-
for our friend's birthday.
Just in case she's playing it at the apartment and he's there.
And he's listening.
Hears it.
Yeah, she watches it on the TV.
Yep.
Don't want to spoil anything.
So we are going out of town. Well, it's like a staycation.
Yeah.
That's not a spoiler.
No.
He knows that.
He knows we're staying somewhere.
It's going to be so much fun. So we're definitely going to we're probably going to have some stories to share in next week's episode
We'll
from
have
that.
a good update.
Yeah.
Hi, you going today? Oh, I would love it if you stay right here. That'd be so cute. And sometimes you look like you got cross eyes, and it makes you the cutest thing in the whole wide world.
It's funny, when I went and met him for the first time, he looked like he had crossed eyes. And I was like, oh, you're going to be a little stupid. But he's so much smarter than Louis. It's crazy.
Oh my God. Yeah, do you have like a Guinness update?
He's a smart boy.
Because how old is he now?
Good.
I don't know if you know his like actual birthday, but approximately.
Well, he was 8 weeks on May 1st. That was 4 weeks ago. 5 weeks ago. So he's like 13 weeks.
oh my goodness, you're 13
He's a
weeks
big boy
old.
now.
Oh,
He's a big
He is the
boy.
cutest thing in the world. He's a little demon.
Oh my God, he is a demon. But when he's cute, he is cute. And my mom was reminding me the other day. Did I say this on here or did I just say this to you?
I don't know.
She was like, well, don't you remember, like, when Louis was a kitten, how he would act? And I was like, no. Like, I remember he would wake me up a lot.
Well, that was like 7 years ago.
That's so long ago. Almost 8. Oh, my God.
Holy shit.
Oh, my God.
Whoa, I just guessed that.
You're getting old.
That's crazy. So I guessed right.
She was like, no, you and your roommates would literally call him the devil, and he would, like, attack your feet all the time and, like, do all this crazy stuff.
You were literally saying you didn't think Louis did that, didn't you?
Was I? I don't know.
I feel like I was like, oh, yeah, because Salem was like that when he was little, and I feel like you were like, I don't remember Louis doing that.
I probably did say that because I literally don't remember Louis doing that.
Because you've had Louis for so long that you know him now as just being Louis.
I know his new personality.
Yeah. Salem was definitely a little demon when he was a kitten. Like the sleepless nights, running all over the zoomies across your face, the zoomies across your, like literally, yeah, knocking things over. I mean, Salem will still knock things over to wake me up.
Yeah, Salem's the kind of cat that looks at you.
He does. I will wake up hearing, like, I'll start to wake up hearing, like, the sound of something, like,
moving.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, I open my eyes and I just see him and he's like, this? And I'm like, don't do it. And he goes, and I'm like, so he'll start pushing things off. And now I'm, like, trained. He's trained me to jump up and open up the curtain for him because that's what he really wants. He's like, I'm awake. Can you open the curtain? I want to look outside, bitch. And so I, like, will jump up and open it really fast before he knocks something over. So he has Pavloved me successfully.
Smart boy, smart boy.
Yeah. But yeah, any Guinness updates at his 13-week mark?
No.
He's doing good.
He is doing
Besides,
so good.
Sometimes keeping you up at night.
Oh my God, yeah, but he was good last night. He woke me up this morning, but it was actually at a reasonable hour. It was only like 20 minutes before I needed to wake up. So I just like snuggled with him. But when he's up, he's like, I think he just wants me to be up, wants me to feed him. So he just licks my face nonstop. And I'm like, I can't actually handle that feeling anymore. But Louis has been freaking me out for the last week. I almost took him to the emergency vet because he has a loose tooth. But at first I didn't know that. He just like, his personality was off and it didn't seem like he was eating or drinking enough. And then I figured out he had the loose tooth and his voice has been gone. But he's doing so much better now and he's acting normal and his voice is slowly coming back.
Yeah, I could hear him being like, yeah. Okay, do I have any updates? I only cried at work once today.
Do you cry every day at work?
No. I forgot to take my meds this morning.
Period.
So I don't get up like early. I think I get up at a normal time for someone who works like a 9 to 5. But when I get up, like it's way too early for me to eat anything. And I was in the like routine of I would get up, take my meds, like get ready and go. And like my whole drive to work was like so nauseated. And I definitely still have the nausea, but it's not as bad in that like hour pocket after waking up when you take meds on an empty stomach. So what I've been doing is I just have my meds in my bag and I'm like, when I get to work and I eat whatever I do when I get there, then I'll take them and then hopefully that'll help with like the nausea. But the issue is I get to work and I start doing shit and I forget to take my meds.
Because she hasn't taken her meds.
Because I haven't taken my meds. And so, yeah, now I don't know.
Just put a reminder on your phone.
That's exactly what my coworker said. She was like, do you have an alarm? And I went, no, I don't have an alarm set. We also, we were looking at our costars today and mine was so accurate for like how I've been struggling. I've been struggling so much with my like having a routine and just like being, I don't know, like self-care, healthy in the like routine sense of healthy.
That's my favorite kind
sense.
of healthy.
Same. There's just nothing like it when you're just like, I don't know. There's nothing like
it.
It
makes everything else seem to fall back in line. And then whenever I'm like, what is wrong with me? I'm like, I have literally no routine right now.
So my like main things is pressure and routine, trouble with thinking and creativity, and sex and love, which like, what's new? The sex and love thing has been an issue. Today you want to stay in, but you have obligations to attend to, and life requires depth. Your belief that you can't handle stress is causing you to withdraw from emotional problems. Take it slow. Let someone listen while you talk out your feelings. I was like, bitch, your work this month is to understand the difference between your fantasy life and consensus. What's the word? Consensus reality?
Consensus?
That's what it...
But that doesn't feel right in that
Isn't the
context.
word supposed to be like...
your fantasy life and consensus reality. That's not how I know the word consensus.
Oh, the word I was thinking of is conscious. I feel like it should be conscious reality. No? I don't know. When you absorb other people's worlds and forget your own, you undermine yourself. Don't cling to a worldview that no longer serves you. Admission of ignorance is necessary for intellectual development. Break out of your old habits, take control of your life, and make your mark on the world around you. Human life is so delicate that a word from someone you love can make you tremble. What?
Mine also says trouble with sex and love, so.
Woo! And so do my coworkers. Also, there's a new moon in 2 days. Woo. What's funny, though, is I literally cried because of a meeting I had with a manager, and it wasn't even like, there was no like, you're in trouble, you're doing this wrong. It was literally like, okay, this is what you're doing, this is what you need to do better. And I like closed the computer after the call, and I just was like, and I don't think it was about the call. I think because I'm so usually on my regimen of my medications, like I will have like moments of like stress where maybe that would be the reaction or whatever causes it. But being so heavily medicated, it's like you compartmentalize it, and it kind of freaks me out because I feel like you're just stuffing things down and not dealing with it because your body hasn't emotionally let go of the stress and the buildup that you've been having because you are so heavily medicated. I think I've been needing to do this, but my medications don't let me get to that point of release. And that doesn't feel super productive to me.
Yeah.
But then if I go out without my meds, I literally am like, I would not be able to survive. Like, life-changing. Specifically, well, all my meds are. But specifically, like, my anti-anxiety medication. It's just like, I would wake up with a heart rate that, like, I'm being threatened. Like, I'm waking up and I'm about to die. Like, why is that the feeling that I have when I wake up? And then it goes, So, like, medication is amazing. But then I'm like, I'm not dealing with some of the things that I'm facing because I'm so numb to them.
Yeah.
You know?
Maybe you need to, like, schedule a weekend once a month where
To,
you
like,
just, like, don't take your meds and feel the feels.
Yeah. But then, like, yeah. Because my doctor will say, like, well, it takes a while for the medication to get out of your system, but I notice if I don't take my meds that day. Like, if I don't take my meds in the morning, somewhere through the middle of the day, like, today my heart rate was super high, and I was like, why am I stressed? Because that is my normal, and I didn't take my meds. So, yeah, I don't know. Weird. What else? We spent some time. So this weekend, it was literally like.
This weekend was lovely.
Would you call it a heat wave? I feel.
Yeah. No, it was a heat wave. For June, yes.
We had a heat wave here.
We're in a heat wave.
Oh, yeah, I guess it's still happening. What else? Let me think. Has there been anything lately? I finished.
You give the camera roll to figure it out.
Yeah, to spark what has happened in the past week, yes. I finished the second book of the My Fault series. So I'm starting book 3 literally when I get home tonight. And now I need to already start thinking about what's next because I'll get stressed out if I don't have something lined up. But what I'm stressed out about is the
what we're going to read for Europe.
Yeah, I have less than a month before we go to Europe. I have like 400-ish page book to read. I don't feel like it'll take me the whole month to read it. But then I don't want to start something.
Yeah.
Well.
Or what if you read something familiar?
I guess I could read My Fault, then just read something familiar, yeah. And then have a book. Or I could start the book I want to read.
I feel like we're both going to read so much in the next month because we're going to lay out so much.
That's true. More laying in the sun.
I might need to get another Bridgerton.
I kind of think I want to start reading the book I'm going to read in Europe before we leave, at least a little bit, because I think I have a hard time when we're traveling, like, picking up my book when I haven't started it yet. I'm like, I'm not excited. I'm not in the world yet. Like, I need to read at least 100 pages. of something, and then I'm like, when we're traveling and we're
It
like on a
needs to be
train, I'll
like
be more excited.
my
to pull
fault
it
or
out.
after where it's like, I can't wait to pick up my
Yeah.
book. Like, obviously we're traveling and that's so fun, but
Yeah.
also the moments where you're like, I can read.
Yeah. They're few and far between, actually. Like, I think in the past, I'm always like, oh, I'm going to read so much. Oh, shit. The battery's going to die.
Oh, no.
I'll finish the thought. I always think I'm going to read so much, and then, like, we'll be on the train, and we have, like, by the time you, like, sit down and get settled, you're like, okay, we have, like, an hour on the train. And then you're like, oh, maybe I should read, but I also need to journal. I'm going to look through the photos that we took, and then it's just, like...
Yeah, realistically, I'm going to look through the photos that we
You
took.
don't read as much. I think, like, being in a beachy town, we will.
Yeah, I think that'll help.
And more trains. I don't know, maybe. Well, something that I've been thinking about over this past week is how fucking horrible Oregon drivers are. What the hell is going on? Because I think everyone forgot how to drive.
I don't know that anyone ever did know.
Why are you going?
I say that,
10?
me being one of them.
Actually, I saw a TikTok and they were like complaining about Portland drivers. Everyone drives as if like they have nowhere to be or nowhere to go. Like, I can drive 10 miles below the speed limit because I'm just dilly-dallying around. Just go. Get to your destination. And I get that that's American. I do. Because in other places, it's like, go slow, sit down. Like, slow life, come on. And here it's like, go.
Slow life,
and that's how
come
my
on.
day-to-day is here because that's how America is. And so I'm like, go. And I'm like, just go. Like, you're braking when they're braking. Not even braking, I don't even know how many feet in front of you. Why are you braking? Why are you slowing down? There's no need. Also, do people not know how to zipper merge? Has that just become a thing that people don't know what to do or how to do
I
it?
feel like we watched the same TikTok.
We probably did. I'm like, how do you fucking not know how to zipper merge?
That does piss me off more than anything.
If everyone just zipper merged properly, traffic wouldn't be as bad.
And that's
I
why
stand
merging
by that.
scares me so much because I'm always like, what are you going to do?
Do you know
Like,
how
what
to
is your
zipper?
next move?
I was in very heavy traffic in a two-lane street, actually on a bridge, the Ross Island Bridge, when you're like coming to the east side.
Yeah.
And it's like 2 lanes and then it merges into one halfway onto the bridge. And
Selwood Bridge.
Oh,
Merges?
Selwood.
Yeah.
Yes, not Ross Island, yes, Selwood. And we're getting close to the merging thing, and you can see how people are, it's just like common sense how people, it's like, I don't have to think about how to zipper merge because it just naturally happens.
It's because people want to get ahead as far as
That's
they
so
possibly
stupid.
can. That's
We
what
are
it is.
stopped in traffic. If you're a car in front of me, you're not going to be anywhere more
Yes.
faster. So this person goes, it's my turn. So I'm like right here waiting for them to move up so I can merge over. I don't know why I need to explain this because it's so obvious. The person behind me is like, does not want to let me in. We were like playing chicken. And I was like, I was in front of them. So I'm like, what are you doing? And they would not merge over at all. So they're in the lane and they're like forcing me onto the sidewalk. And so I was like getting so pissed off that I rolled down my window and I'm like, it's a merge lane. It's a merge lane. And then they finally like let me go, but like waited till the very last minute and they were pissed. Nothing changed. We were still stopped in traffic. You were right behind me
So
the
stupid.
entire way to where you were going. Like
Yeah. There's
just,
2
like,
exits on 205 that are kind of like that too, where the entrance merges with the right lane, obviously,
right?
as
A lot.
as one does.
Yes.
And sometimes people will like just keep driving past where they know it's going to merge, because they're like, oh, well, I'm just going to skip all these cars.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not how it works.
No.
So if I can, sometimes I just like drive on the line and I'm like, go around me now.
Yeah.
Go around me now.
Yeah. Because sometimes people push you to that where you're like, no, you're not getting in. Nope.
Like, just so you can skip 3 cars and then also still need to merge 1 more lane over. Like, I'm staying in this lane. So actually, you're in my way. So
It drives me
people are
bonkers.
stupid. People
If
are
the speed
mad.
limit, if the speed limit is 45, you do not need to be going 39. Come on, pick it up. Also, I drive on a like 1 lane windy back road for about 10 minutes every day, to and from every day, and there is always someone who is driving like 10 miles, if not more, below the speed limit
That's infuriating.
on that road, and there are a million turnouts for the exact reason that there are a million turnouts on a single lane or 2 lane road, so people can pull over and let people pass. people refuse to pull over and let me pass them. And then that just makes me even more mad. Every time we pass by a turnout, I'm like, could have gone. Because guess what? I guess you're stressed out, and you wouldn't be as stressed out if you just let me go.
So
and you
true.
would just see dust.
As someone who does drive slower, I'm a turnout.
And if someone wanted to drive like faster than me, I would too.
Stressed out for people to be on my ass.
Yes. It's just like, and if
I
someone
either drive too slow or I drive too fast.
No in between.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm on the freeway and I'm like, oh, I'm going 80.
Yeah, sometimes you can't tell when you pick up speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are my catch-ups, I think. Can we talk about pet psychics? I'm serious. That's so funny.
I know you are.
So why are you laughing?
I just didn't know what you were going to say, and that was crazy. Can we talk about pet psychics?
Can we talk about pet psychics? Because I feel like that got picked up.
He's had enough.
I don't know if you guys are seeing more and more pet psychic TikToks, but I am. Are you?
I got one recently. I watched a little bit, and then I kept going.
Was it a good one?
I don't know. I'm really, really struggling with my attention span right now.
Yeah, that's something that really freaks me out with TikTok, because sometimes there's a TikTok that, like you're just saying, I don't have an attention span for it. I'm like,
and it's like, it's a TikTok.
It's a TikTok.
Like,
this is the
but
least
also,
attention span you need.
I do think I gravitate towards shorter TikToks.
Yeah.
So if it's over a minute, I'm like, okay, come on, let's get going, you know?
And you have to record for a minute to get paid.
And I have to like,
so that's why
two-time
people do
it.
long ones. Otherwise, they
does
don't make
two-time
money.
count?
Yeah. As long as it's a minute, over a minute, they can make money. I've been seeing so many, and there was one that I saw recently that I might just have to show in a sec because it was so crazy. Oh my god, I love that.
I'm gonna lay way here.
Yes. Honestly, every one I've seen has been weirdly on point. Like, I don't even understand how it's real because they literally do it over a Zoom call. But I guess you can do psychic readings over Zoom calls anyway. But
We talked about that one we'd both seen where the person talked to their dog beforehand and was
That's
like,
what I was gonna-
balloons.
that's what I was gonna show. That's the one I want to show because that's the one that like made me really think about it. So I started deep diving into local pet psychics, and I'm like reading through reviews to try to, because I am a full believer. Like, I have psychic energy myself, and Pisces do naturally, but
She can gaze into the future.
I've always believed in that and felt connected to that type of thing. So it's not like, for me, it's not like crazy out there that there are pet psychics. But I do know a lot of people that aren't necessarily, I don't know what the word is, actually spiritually tapped do it. So that's why I was reading through like all these local ones and like reading through reviews because
It's that same thing as a real psychic. Like, I believe that there are real psychics for sure, but how do you sort through the
Right.
gimmicky ones to get to the real?
Yeah.
I don't like that crow like just has its mouth open.
Yeah, it's really intense.
And it's like coming straight
it's
for
like
us.
coming at us. You can see it's like voice box thing. Weird.
Close your mouth. Like, what?
It's kind of making me nauseous. It's still
What's
open.
wrong with it? Like, can it breathe? Is there something in there?
Are you
Close your mouth.
rude? Now we're gonna watch it like we've never seen it.
If this is real and you can communicate and understand everything I'm saying, I want to have a code word with you. Okay, so when the psychic is talking to you, you have to say this code word like loud and strong. And the code word is going to be balloon.
He doesn't want other cats
Okay.
or other people in his space with you sometimes.
Okay.
Throat chakra, and it looks fine. And he goes, yeah, my throat chakra is fine, but wait till you get to the dog. I'm like, okay, which usually means the dog barks a lot. Daughter does good chin rubs.
Yeah.
She gives me all these balloons and
Balloons? But then you don't like get the context of the balloons. Like, I want to
know.
know more. Why did balloons come up?
I know. But all the comments were like, "This is the best marketing for that girl ever."
It really
Like,
is, yeah.
She didn't even know probably. But there are so many reasons. One, it's just like cute and fun to know what your cat has to say. But also, cats are hard to read sometimes. They're really easy to read sometimes, but hard to read, and like if
Yeah.
they're unhappy or in pain or like anything like that. And a pet psychic can also help you like find the source of the pain. They can communicate with you like what your cat needs. I think I get really stressed out that Salem's depressed, and so just like having someone communicate that, it's just like so hard not to be able to know what your cat needs.
Well, and because cats are known for being so independent,
Yeah.
it's like, but if they spend that much alone time, you can't help but wonder, are they happy
Yeah.
being alone that often? Like, do they need more stimulation? Do they whatever?
Someone to play with.
Yeah.
Guinea is so cute.
Someone to argue with all the time.
Is it not? This is like just the best thing ever.
I'm gonna show you guys cat cam.
Like, hello.
Are you kidding?
He literally just fits in this little divot right here.
I love his little milk face.
Here's a room. Cat cam. I feel like Lou's happy that he has you to himself.
Yeah. He's like, thank God. I do notice, like, whenever the baby is busy or like otherwise preoccupied, he's like, now I can be with her. I can be on her lap. I can whatever.
When the baby is busy.
Baby with
Would you do a pet
Auntie.
psychic?
I would. It's not like high on my like priority of things to spend money on, but I would love to do that.
Right? I found a local person who has like so many insanely good reviews that it made me more cautious about it. I was like, why is every review so good? Like, and like
this can't be right.
professionally written sounding. Like,
Oh.
I'm like, okay.
This makes me feel so good because he's made me feel so nervous the last week. So to see him being like more normal and snuggle, it's literally like such a weight lifted off.
Are we watching a drug deal happen? Yep.
Yeah.
That was surreal. To witness the money falling on the ground was crazy. Okay, have you seen this TikTok?
It would like start shrinking and then it would like get bigger and bigger and bigger, but it wasn't like
In that video, she's talking about how when she was a kid and she'd go to bed, things would start like shrinking and then
Yes.
getting really big.
I have a very specific memory of
and
that.
judging by the amount of people in the comments, a lot of other people experienced this as a kid, and I did, and I still don't fully understand what it was, but it's weird that it's a phenomenon that so many of us experienced as kids, where I would get in my bed, and then sometimes there would just be, I would feel like the room was shrinking, and then the room would get really big, and then like my limbs, like my fingers especially, would get huge, and I felt uncomfortable in my body.
I saw about it was like shapes growing and shrinking in your mind.
Mine
But yeah,
was like specifically when I was laying in bed, like trying to go to sleep.
trying to go to sleep.
Everything in the room, like, is dark and shadowed, and it would change sizes. And then I'd have to be like, okay, I gotta close my eyes.
Did you see anything?
But then when I would close my eyes, it was like I could still see
Yeah.
it happening.
And I think that's why I say
Wait.
shapes, because it would be like outlines of things moving. And like in my mind, I think as a kid too, that looks like shapes. But what the fuck is that? Because that TikTok made me, I did not remember that being a thing. But when I saw it, I was like, I vividly
Yes.
remember having that, but I don't have it anymore.
Wait, so what did the comments say?
Someone said, yes, it's Alice in Wonderland syndrome. It's common to
Wait.
happen as you fall asleep as a child, and it typically happens way less as you age. And then there's this
Alice in
video.
Wonderland.
So what is Alice in Wonderland syndrome? As she stated, it's something that a lot of children experience, and then typically you grow out of it. However, a lot of people in the comments were like, I still experience this. I did not grow out of it. But what is it? It's a neurological disorder that can cause you to either see things larger or smaller than they are, affects how you perceive the passage of time, and you may feel like people, objects are sped up, moving slowly, or aren't moving at all. Size distortion, in which your body or objects around you appear to be sized differently from reality. We're talking balloon fingies here. Lots of fancy words, perception distortion,
That's insane.
time distortion. A lot of people did
I
say
don't know, the way
there was
I would
described it
imagine-
felt way less. I didn't resonate with it as much.
Like the scientific
Yeah.
meanings. I would imagine
Cylindrical.
cylindrical shape or shapes. I'd feel them get big and round. It was always a texture or feeling. I relate to that, but not to the... Actually, I kind of do know what she means by texture. I feel like the texture was always like a scratchy like TV set. You know, like back from the old days, like the like scratchy thing.
Oh my God, I told a story at school today. We were writing stories about a time you lost your tooth. And I was talking about this. I was staying at my grandma's house and we went to the video store and then I had to pause and be like, oh, I have to explain what a video store is.
Holy shit.
I was like, so you didn't used to be able to just turn on your TV and watch whatever you want. There was a store you went to.
Had they have like
and
heard
you
of
looked
it
through all
before?
the aisles. And someone was like, oh, yeah. But only one of them. Crazy. Anyways.
Someone said, I never thought I'd be able to communicate this or relate to anyone on it. Yeah.
Mine felt more like what I imagine like a very like visual trip
Okay.
would look like. It was like, you know, already when you're in the dark in your room, it's like things look like they're different shapes.
yeah.
And like, is that palette clothes a person or whatever?
Yes.
But it was like those shapes would start to distort and they would get
Yeah.
bigger or closer and then they get smaller. Like it was all very fluid.
Yeah. I always dreamed about shapes getting bigger and then smaller.
Whoa.
I feel like there are so many things like that TikTok has reminded me of that have lived in my subconscious.
Oh, so many moments where I'm like, I never would have thought anyone else would have said that happened to them
Right.
or that they thought that or that they did that or they'd seen that.
I have no
And
original experiences.
I literally could not tell you a single one of them now, but it's probably happened to me at least 10 times where I've been like,
I'm like, oh,
that wasn't just me.
yeah.
And it's got like thousands of likes or comments or something.
Yeah. And all the comments are like, I've had no original experiences.
Yeah.
And that's TikTok every day. I'm like, oh, which is great in a lot of ways.
It is.
So if there are any like crazy things from your childhood that you remember that like you haven't heard anyone else talk about, can you tell us? Because maybe we've experienced it too. And maybe we've forgotten.
Oh, this reminded me of another thing. So I don't know when we redecorated my room, but I was like pretty young. I feel like first or second grade.
Okay.
So before it was redecorated, we're talking like kindergarten or younger, I think. It was like a birdhouse themed room, and my dad had painted all the murals on the
Aw.
wall, and the crown molding had like black and white stripes on it,
Uh-huh.
but it wasn't like straight molding. It was like very like Seussical.
Okay.
Like they weren't even stripes, and the molding kind of went like this.
Okay.
And when I would try to fall asleep at night, I swear the stripes would move.
Move.
But not wave, but like it was like one stripe would, I don't know how to explain it, because
Like-
if one stripe moved, all the stripes would move, but it felt like one.
Was going down the line.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's so wild that it's called that.
Yeah, I wonder if that's real.
If you know me, one thing about me, I am ride or die for Alice in Wonderland. Ride or die. My whole little backyard is like
It is.
centered around Alice in Wonderland vibes.
Um,
I've had about 3-4 different Alice in Wonderland parties.
Parties. including last year's.
Yep.
And this month, if you are in Portland, we have a picnic at the end of June in the most beautiful rose
Oh my god,
garden.
I forgot we're doing
And
that.
it's Alice in Wonderland themed. Alice in Wonderland syndrome is real. It's a neurological disorder that distorts perception. But why did so many of us have it as a kid and then it phased out?
And then it goes away. Like, is that scientifically proven?
Alice in Wonderland syndrome often resolves with age because the underlying causes like migraine or epilepsy tend to become less active as the individual matures. Some cases are associated with developmental changes or transient neurological disturbances that naturally resolve over time.
So it comes from epilepsy and...
It can be triggered by conditions like migraine, epilepsy, or other neurological issues. Well, I had migraines as a kid, and I had to wear funny glasses and take computer lessons with them on.
Oh.
And it would like make me have a headache, but it was because they were like I don't know how it works. I don't know the technology.
I want to see a picture
The
of
way
your
that-
special little
The way that
glasses.
it's because I have a lazy eye, and that's what caused my migraines. So the
You
way
have a
that
lazy eye?
Mhm. You can notice it more when I'm on drugs. One time, bleep. One time with, and we were all hanging out, and I remember bleep, and my left eye will like really droop when I'm intoxicated, apparently. So I feel like otherwise you can kind of tell if you look hard enough, but you can't really tell. But the glasses that I would wear in the like lessons I would take were like color coordinated, and so it would make my like good eye not work, and it would make my lazy eye like do all the work.
Forces
so then I
you to
would
train
get
it.
headaches because it
Yeah.
was. But then it got rid of my migraines for a while. I don't really get migraines that bad anymore, but I get headaches all the time. I wouldn't say migraines, but maybe that's why I had Alice in Wonderland syndrome, and the glasses helped.
I can't get over it being called that. Like,
Oh. Increased self-awareness is a reason why it stops. With age, individuals may become better at identifying and managing their own symptoms. This could lead to a better understanding of the transient nature of
That actually
episodes and
makes
potentially reduce the perceived severity
a
or
lot of
frequency of the
sense.
symptoms. It really does make sense. Just like how, like, it's like your imagination, I guess the name really makes sense.
yeah. Yeah.
Now that we're talking through it more, I'm getting it.
I
Yeah.
get it.
I'm getting it, yeah.
Remember when we just saw a drug deal?
That was crazy.
That was wild. They had to have both known that we just saw that.
I was waiting for one of them to turn around and
They
make
both
eye
did.
contact with us going like this, but I don't think they saw us, do you?
They both definitely, like, looked.
I was waiting to make eye contact.
But you can look and not see, you know?
Yeah. Anything else you want to throw in? Whoa.
No, just that I'm happier than I've ever been in my whole life.
She got the babies on her. She's not going to be able to get up.
Nope.
So she'll just stay here.
The other night, I fully planned to move to my bed when my movie was over, and I was like curled up over here, and then
What'd you
Guinness, Hunger Games,
Oh, fun.
and Guinness was like in the crease of my legs because my legs were like bent, you know. And then Louis came and laid around my feet, and I was like, it was right as the movie ended, and I was like, well, I guess I'm falling asleep out here, and I started the next. And I started the next movie and slept out here until they moved.
They decide.
And that's what it means to be a good mother.
Fell into your hand and closed it. Alrighty, Rooney. Thank you for watching or listening to the It's Time podcast. I'm Mariah, that bitch is Kaylee. We have new episodes kind of every single Wednesday, and we'll see you next time. Bye.